JJ Solomon.
This Corey Bradshaw, Mr. RTBA, Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. And this is the Spit Bucket Podcast.
It's your boy, Mr. RTBA, Mr. 214, Senor Dos 14, Senor Dos 14, Mr. Undeniable, Mr. D Boys Can't Touch Me.
Tell him.
On my worst day, right here with my partner in crime, my brother from another, my dog, Mr. JJ Solomon. What's popping, my guy?
Oh, just another Thursday night. It's the most wonderful time. Kids are at home. Nobody's worried about homework. Episode 54, bro.
Man, episode 54 of the Spit Bucket Podcast, bro. This is, we steady getting up there, with the notoriety of the Spit Bucket. And, it's just a wonderful day today. And today on this wonderful day, we have one of the rising up-and-coming trainers who've been in the business for a while. But, we see him with this guy in Richard Hitchins, who is one of the top flight contenders from the 214 or wherever you at in the States to across the pond. I need everybody to give Coach Lenny a big old hand clap. Bud. Hey.
What's up, Coach?
What's good? What's good?
How are you tonight, sir? Appreciate
fantastic.
you joining us, sir. We appreciate you joining us.
Yeah.
Coach, man, you got one of the high flyest contenders in Richard Hitchins, right? Like doing big things right now, who really made a name for himself against Jose Cepeda in that absolutely perfection in boxing performance that he put on. Coach, tell me about the future and what's next for Richard.
Well, I can't give you a date on any up-and-coming fights right now because things are in the works. But as far as his future is concerned, it's a bright future. A lot of the prospects, a lot of the fighters, even guys that's on the top, at the top of their game, is going to have to watch out from him because Team Hitchins is coming. I mean, that's all I can give you.
Facts, man. And we're going to dig a little bit deep in it. We're going to try to get some clues out of you by the time the night's over, Coach. We're going to try to figure out what's going on. But let's go back to this Sean Cepeda fight, man, because at the end of the day, it was a shutout.
Right.
It looked beautiful. There was some criticism on Twitter and the social medias, and we're going to get to that because there's a lot of casuals out there that don't know what boxing is.
Right.
But look, Jose Cepeda was no pushover, was no, you know what I mean? He was out to show that he's still in the game. Right. What did that dominant performance do to Richardson Hitchins, man? What did that do to his confidence for his future going forward?
I mean, with any fighter, once you overcome a situation like Cepeda, who was considered one of the hardest hitters in that division, and he was a threat. And then here we go, we step up and we take the fight. So, of course, him beating him and following the game plan like he did is going to make his confidence just go another higher. And it's going to prove to him that what he can do out there in the ring, to anybody that gets into the ring. So, I mean,
on that note, and just to piggyback on that, man, like, because I remember the fight. I don't remember exactly what round. I don't remember exactly what was said. But I remember you guys in the corner were encouraging him to push harder. But he and this was my favorite thing about the fight. He recognized Cepeda's power, and he adjusted, and he said, you know what, I'm going to box him. And he won 12 rounds with a jab. So the point I'm making is the dude's thinking in there. He's thinking. He's making the adjustments. Talk a little bit about that IQ, that ring IQ that we see in Hitchins at such a young age, man. He's only 17-0.
Right. Well, his IQ is definitely phenomenal. And secondly, even though he was working behind it, when you're that good and you believe that you're that good, it's going to make you want to push the envelope. You develop what they call an aura of invincibility, even though you're being cautious about what you're doing. In this particular case, he felt his power. He felt his power. So, I mean, with his mindset and his IQ, despite the fact that we was trying to push him, even if he would have gave me 30 seconds, I would have been happy about it because it would have let the fans see not only that he have the ability to use his jab in the way that he used it, that he also had that thing inside him that if he see blood or smell blood, he's going to go after it. But again, him doing that, you know, stand behind his stick, it worked out. It worked out.
Worked out beautiful. It was a shutout.
And Coach, do it get frustrating sometimes when you hear a lot of the fans, as we call them, a lot of casuals who don't understand a boxing clinic that Richardson Hitchins put on that night?
Do I what?
Do it get frustrating to hear the negativity when he did his job from point A to point B?
But what I always teach Richardson, I don't want him to get touched. That's the name of the game is hit. Don't get hit.
Name of the game.
So if we can get the W, then I'm good with it. And despite what the fans is talking about, I mean, you had a lot of boring fighters who was able to excel in boxing, become world champion. I don't want to talk about Floyd because everybody bring him up, but there's a lot of fighters out there that Richardson Hitchins is a technician. Mm-hmm. He's a technician. He's a technician. So being that technician, he had to also use wits with that. And if it means avoiding punishment and stand behind the stick and winning the fight, then that's what he had to do. People who say that they don't like what he did and that it was boring, a lot of them probably don't know nothing about boxing.
That's 100% true. That's 100%.
You understand? It wasn't that it was boring. It's that he was smart. We had a game plan. We had a game plan, and he stuck to it. You
Simple as that.
Thousands fights.
I didn't know if you seen that video, but Corey and I both got on here and addressed that. You know, there's a difference between boring and there's a difference between following the game plan and not only following it, executing it perfectly. Like I had no bad words to say about Richardson. And listen, Coach, you might not want to show that power too soon. We see how many people are kind of maneuvering through where, you know, picking and choosing. I don't want to say ducking. I'll never say ducking. But if you show too much of that, you might just be waiting on the bench, waiting forever for that call.
And you know what? So people were saying that when he fought Bowser, that he didn't have power. And I always told him, I said, don't think that you don't have power. Because if you listen to people and they say you don't have power, it can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. We don't want that. You got power. Because I hold the pads for you. I watch you hit the bag, and I watch you spar. You understand what I'm saying? And that night, he proved to the world that he had power. He dropped it with a straight right hand. Mm-hmm. You understand? Yep. So each round goes higher and higher. You know, and the more he believes in that power, the more activity people are going to see, especially in a smart way.
And that's credit to what you're saying. Shout out to my guy Mosquito Spray, because when I tell you he is super, super high, and we call him Eddie Atlas, right? And the reason why we call him Eddie Atlas is because he's a wizard when it comes to boxing. Right. He think Richardson Hitchins it stands above all of them. Like, that's how super high my guy Mosquito Spray is on Richard Hitchins. So when you heard, you know, people from Dallas, Texas, right? And they giving him that much praise like that, how does that make you feel as a coach?
It makes me feel that I'm doing a great job and we're doing a great job. That's what it means, because again, I've been training him since he was like, 16, 15, 16, right? And I'm so impressed by his development. You know, people got to grow in the ring. People have to grow in the ring just like they grow anywhere. And the more and more he fight, the more and more fights he get, and the more and more he dominate, he's going to continue to grow. And that's just how it is, because he loved the sport of boxing.
Well, on that note, Coach, the whole reason we started chit-chatting a little bit is that you responded to Bill Haney. You know, we had Bill Haney on a couple last week, and he had some things to say. We'll play a real quick clip, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, Hitchins. Listen, Hitchins, one thing about Africa is Africa gonna sell it. listen. One thing about Africa, he know and I know is that he been talking that same way. He was losing like a motherfucker, and he was still talking the same way. Amateurs, ain't nothing changed. They'll beat the hell out of him in sparring. He's still talking. You see what I'm saying? But shout out to Africa, who's continuing to get better and better. You know what I'm saying? Just like Devin, these kids are getting better and better. And I don't like that they describe Africa's style as boring. I think that Africa, if you violate, Africa would demonstrate. He's not no chump. He's not no punk. He's not no sissy.
Now, Coach.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, it seemed like it was a compliment, but it was a backhand compliment. Did you take it as that way?
Of course, no doubt. I definitely took it as that way. And the reason why he had to backpedal on that, because he know the truth. He know the truth. He knows that when Africa sparred, I watched Devin and Africa spar on many occasions. In Brooklyn and Vegas, whatever, right? And it wasn't like he described. It wasn't like he described. First of all, he did boxing and cops and kids. They were younger, right? And after that sparring was over, Devin himself said, "You the truth." He told me, he said, "You the truth." He said, "You the truth," because of the work that Africa gave him. It was nobody beating nobody's ass. You dig it? Wasn't none of that stuff. When we went to Vegas, we had just got off the plane. We got off the plane and they sparred. Like when you get off the plane and you go right to the gym and spar, you kind of cramped up. So Devin kind of edged it, but it wasn't like he beat his ass. You understand what I'm saying? The next time and as a matter of fact, you should tell Bill to tell some of his people to bring back our winning gear, because he brought a whole entourage with him. And Africa had winning white gear, and somehow it just got lost. It just left. I don't know if that was what that was all about, but it could have been somebody in his crew that took it, with his $1 million ass. But what I'm saying is that, after that, we sparred in Mayweather's gym. They was going back and forth, right? As a matter of fact, this is how it went. We sparred at Bones. We asked for another round. They didn't want to give it to us. So then we met again in Mayweather's gym. And this time we sparred, right? Africa touched him up. He know I'm telling the truth. Africa touched him up, right? So then they asked for another round. And we said, nah, we're doing the same thing we did to us. When we was at Bones gym. That's what y'all did. And then the third time, we sparred, right? Devin, I told Africa from the sparring, from the second time I saw it, I said, listen, he's going to try to go to your body the next time. And what you did, because when I looked up, he had about 10 people in the other corner with my man, Mike McCullen, the body snatcher. He had Mike there. So what that automatically confirmed what I was thinking. Devin was trying to go to the body that third time. They had a great sparring session. Nobody beat nothing up with like this one is saying. Both of them was rocking and rolling. It was a great sparring match. But I'm going to tell you this. When we got out of the ring, you heard guys in the gym like Otis and the rest of those guys saying nobody never did that to Devin. Now, you take it for what it's worth. They said, yo, we watched Devin spar a lot of guys and nobody never did that to Devin.
Wow.
So now that's the truth. And that's the truth.
So all right. So Coach Bill said what he said, and then you put. I do recall Devin saying Africa's the truth. So Bill Haney needs to stop lying just to big up his son.
Which is a fact.
Is that what you think? Like, is that what you think Haney's doing? Like he's on a tour now?
Of course. No, I mean his son just now beat Regis Progress. He just beat Regis Progress, who I think was really a cherry pick. And I say that because Devin had all of the advantages. His own promotions, the height, the reach. What else come with that? The height, the reach. What else? It's probably another whole thing.
Experience.
Not even so. That too.
Yeah.
That too. And Regis Progress, small guy. And look at what they did. Devin blew up to 165 pounds, from what I understand.
Yeah.
So come on now. That was a cherry pick move. They knew that that Devin was gonna be able to beat that kid. So now, and that's my tip my hat. I'm not trying to take nothing away from their success. I'm not trying to do that. Kudos to them. But don't try to fire shots at my man or at my fighter or at my son. You understand?
No doubt, man. No doubt. And you
And
talking
that's what I'm saying. That don't try to fire shots at my son. You know, and like I said, he's on the tour right now. You know, Bill Haney's on the tour. You know, I used to be a promoter. He used to promote music, so he's on the tour right now. So he's promoting bullshit. The hype of his son. With all respect.
I say it respectfully too, and I had Coach Haney, and I played a clip for him. You know, like I'll take it back to the Kambosos days. I'm not gonna hate on what Devin's doing. You'll never see me do that.
I like Devin.
Yeah, I love what they're doing, but at the same time, that Kambosos fight for me, it really did. I don't know how to say this respectfully without people thinking I'm hating, because I'm not. But you know that I see the Regis fight the same way I saw the Kambosos fight. I thought that fight was going to be a wash, and it showed to be true. Now, what do you think Devin's going to do next?
I don't know what Devin. Well, there's a lot of talk about him and Tank, and I read something where they said that they offered Tank $20 million, something to that effect, to fight Devin. He refused it. I don't know how true it is. You know, there's a lot of sensationalism going on when it comes to this YouTube thing. So, but I think that he should fight Richardson Hitchins.
And that's what I was gonna say, Coach Lenny.
No,
that's what I was gonna say. Because
talking.
Yeah, they've been going. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm saying they're doing all this talking, and they're saying what Devin did. Richardson Hitchins is a great fighter. You know, if he felt that he could beat the shit out of him, then let's make it happen.
And he did. So on our interview we had with Bill Haney, you know, we had one of our people who was in our chat. They asked him, what about the fight with Gary Antoine Russell? Right. And then I said, what about the fight with Hitchison? He said Gary Antoine Russell don't make sense right now. But he say Africa is doing its thing. He say Africa knows how to promote. So with that being said, it made me to believe that you guys are in line, you are real close to getting that fight. And if you do get that fight, I know you're the coach, and I know you believe in your guy, right? But do you see?
Say that again, brother.
I said I know you're a coach, and I know you believe in your guy. But when I look at both guys, they match up real well. Would you say this is a toss-up, and with Devin Haney having more experience, people will favor him? Is that fair?
Well, they would favor him, but guess what? Richardson going to be a spoiler because it's not going to be like they think it's going to be. You understand? Richardson can fight, Devin can fight. It's going to be a good fight for the people to see. It's going to bring a lot of people out. It's going to bring a lot of people out. It's a fight that we can't wait to happen because we see him in the future. In the far future, we see him.
Y'all are on Matchroom. They work with Matchroom. I mean, there's no reason for it not to happen. Now, going back to the sparring sessions, how long ago was this? I mean, was there a significant size difference? Because obviously Devin can blow up, but what did those sparring sessions look like?
Richardson can blow up too. It wasn't no size difference. It was an equal size difference. It was an equal size. Mm-hmm. There was no size difference or anything to that effect. So it worked out. It was not to me anyway. You know, Richardson, his frame is similar to Devin's frame. So if Devin blew up to 147, Richardson can blow up to 147. In fact, since Devin is moving to 147, we should get that fight. He should say, let's come on with it. We can meet him there, and that could be where he campaign or he make his first campaign at the 147 division.
And what's exciting is him and Richard Hitchison, when I speak on Devin Haney and Richard Hitchison, they've been going back and forth for about a year now, Coach, and it done got real testy, in them tweets they send back to each other.
Yeah, I don't be reading that stuff. I don't read the tweets.
Like, well, I'm gonna say it to you. One say I'll beat the shit out you, the other one say I'll beat the shit out of you. So they've been going back and forward. So I think that makes sense.
I think it makes sense too. So what Bill need to do is he need to talk to reach out to Eddie Hearns, who has the zone, and he get his people, we get our people, and we sit down to the table and we negotiate this and let this get thing on the road and let it get on the road. That's what I think should happen.
They're chasing that Ryan Garcia fight right now. They're chasing that Ryan Garcia.
Okay, but now look at that, though. You see what I mean by cherry picking? I'm not saying Ryan Garcia is not a good fighter. But, I mean, come on. If you're going to fight, let's fight. That's the problem right now.
Yeah.
The fighters don't want to really fight each other. They don't want to really, like, they take away the glory of boxing. At one time, there was a glory. That's why you had the 4 kings. And even when you go back into the days with Ray Robinson, Joe Liston, all those guys, and Sonny Liston, all those guys, they fought the best. They fought the best. Nowadays, fighters just want to make a bag.
Yeah.
They just want to make a bag.
But
go ahead, Corey.
But to be fair, Coach, I'm willing to guarantee if that fight came across your table for Richard Hitchins to fight Ryan Garcia, y'all take that in a heartbeat, right?
Of course we're taking it in a heartbeat. If Richardson to fight Ryan Garcia,
yeah,
of course, because we're trying to get on the map. We're trying to excel. So if they give us Ryan Garcia, you think we won't take Ryan Garcia? That's easy work.
And another thing, let me ask you this, Coach. We see how Bill Haney we see how Bill Haney come with his energy. Just talking to you, Coach Lenny, right now, I see you got that same energy that's going to come back at Bill. Are you ready? I mean, look, I know you're from Brooklyn, right?
Right.
And I know Brooklyn is serious business. So I know this ain't something that you're not used to. But the tactics that Bill Haney play, he's a marksman with that. Are you ready for
tactics? Tactics. What do you mean by tactics?
You know, the way the tactics he play, the things he say, you know.
He can talk all he want. Homeboy, he can talk all he want. It won't mean a hill of beans. Because at the end of the day, it's about the 2 fighters. You know what I'm saying? It's about the 2 fighters. I'm not gonna be wasting my breath and talking all and getting my voice so hoarse talking that bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? When it's time to hit, it's time to hit. You understand? And that's it. You know, I understand his background and things of that nature. You know, whatever he was doing, I was doing shit too. I mean, it doesn't mean nothing to me. Bill Haney is just like the people that living and dying all in America. So I mean, so come on, what that got to, you understand? So let's keep it real. You know, I'm not gonna be perturbed by anything that he say. I'm not gonna be perturbed by that.
The reason why I say that is because we could see that worked with Regis. I'm not saying y'all the same, but we seeing that worked with Regis and his team. They got real flustered by his talk. That's the reason why I asked you that question.
Well, the difference, I'm gonna tell you something about that. The difference between me and Regis Progress coach, I'm a boxing man. I'm a boxing trainer. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not a fitness coach. I'm trying to be a boxing trainer. You feel what I'm saying? Regis Progress had a fitness coach. And I'm not trying to fire a shot. You got the guy running around in the track field thinking, I'm going to make him a track star. What that tell you? I'm not doing that to my junior. He's going to be a fighter. But that's what's in me. You understand what I'm saying? That's what's in me. So I don't care what Bill Haney become in that aspect. It don't make a difference. I know boxing.
Well, let's talk about another guy that we were really big up on, and there were talks about these guys fighting, and then it's just been a big disappointment in Montana Love. I know there was a lot of chitter chatter. I know Montana pulled out. Hey, we saw Montana get knocked out, and I mean, what are your thoughts? He got knocked out against Leo Taro. And we had, hey, Coach, I know you said you never read the tweets, but let's take a look at the Richardson Hitchins. I don't even want to read this.
I'll read it. He said Montana is a bitch, and he fuck around and lose to this bum. He fight. That was before the fight.
And this is after it. Correct?
Nigga pulled out the fight for a reason. Trust me.
So there you go, Coach. You're reading the tweets now.
Yeah, well, that's how he, you know, that's how he talk.
No, what are your thoughts on the Montana Love?
I like it though, Coach.
I don't say it like he say it, but I am going to say that is the reason why Montana filled out, because he knew that he couldn't beat Richardson, and he had a glass jaw. And if he'd have gotten in the ring with Richardson, it would have got shattered. Simple as that. You understand? So he did the right thing. He pulled out twice. Once he pulled out twice, I knew he didn't want to fight. He came the first time he said, I need 5 weeks to get ready. That's when we was with Mayweather Promotions, right? He said he need 5 weeks to get ready. So what? What you mean 5? Okay. You got the 5 weeks and he still pulled out. Then when we got with Hearns, Eddie Hearns, he said he injured his ribs. I said, this guy got game for a dead man. I said, come on, who does that? Oh, and that told me too that if he injured his ribs, he wasn't blocking too much down here.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That means something happened that did you want to get in the ring with Richardson Hitchins? Nah, he was smart.
Speaking of,
he was dumb, but he was smart.
Speaking of Mayweather Promotions, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, because that was shocking to me when they let a talent as Richard Hitchison get away from them. So I want to ask you, how was the relationship with Mayweather Promotions?
It was good. Like we don't have no bad blood, and when we severed from them, it was all, you know, fair, love, and war. There wasn't no beef. You did it. I think Mayweather Promotions, they did a good job when it comes to getting certain fights for him and helping bringing him up to like 10-0, 12-0, something to that effect. But you know, sometimes everybody's just not a good fit.
Yeah, another thing.
There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with it. But see, this is my thing right here. Everybody know Richardson Hitchison is the truth. I'm talking about every boxing fanatic who really know this sport I talk to, they say he is one of them hymns.
I like the way you said the truth. See? Stick with it.
No, I truly think Richardson Hitchison is the truth, and I think he's gonna be a problem for anybody. I don't care if you Devin Haney, I don't care if you Shakur Stevenson, I don't care if you Javante Tank Davis, or the list go on. I think that man is a problem. So it bothered me, right, knowing that this guy's the truth, that Mayweather Promotions then paid more attention to him and pushed him harder like they did. Am I reaching with that, or
no? You onto something. You onto something. But guess what? That they lost is our game.
Yeah,
and that's the only way we can look at it. You know, maybe they didn't have, or maybe I think that part of it was the fact that they didn't have good matchmakers. Like like Top Rank. Top Rank have good matchmakers because Mayweather Promotion did come up with some fights, but some of the fights people pulled out. You know, some of them they pulled out. Like you had some Spanish guys coming from Puerto Rico. They needed this, they needed that. A lot of stuff like that was going on. So it was another time was where somebody took Talanoids, and then they mentioned it to the doctor, and they said that, you know, the doctor was like, well, they brought it to the, so you can't fight when you're taking ibuprofens, and because it could create brain swelling, something to that effect.
Shit. Okay.
So you have to be careful with all that. So that kind of fell out. So some fights they try to get and make, but they fell through. But also I believe that to a certain degree they just need a better matchmaking system. And I think they're defunct right now. The only person that's really doing something is Mayweather.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Well, go ahead.
No, I can't go ahead.
No, I was just gonna ask, man. You know, you have a young man coming up and starting to make a splash. It's a lot of young fighters' dreams to be working with Floyd. Was that a hard decision for Richardson to make that move?
No, it wasn't a hard decision for him, and it was definitely a hard decision for me. Trust me on that one. You know.
So this might let me
I need him to be fighting.
I'm not trying to be the dead, horse, but see this how I look at stuff.
Yeah,
I think out the box, Coach Lenny, right?
Yeah,
because it seems like anybody who got promised there or who want to come up, when Mayweather Promotions was there and they got the fighter like Javante Tank Davis, it's like that other fighter get pushed back and they just thought about Tank. Am I reaching with that, Coach?
You might. No, I don't think you're reaching. I think you're on spot. I think you're on to something. You're an intelligent young black man. You know, you can tell, you can see the elephant in the room. You're not going to ignore it, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. You know, again, it's because it's all about this.
Yep.
It's about this. You know, I know it was a lot of fighters in Mayweather's gym who were just on the shelf. You know, and there were good fighters like Memphis, Andrew
Memphis
Tapia.
Miller, Ladarius Memphis Miller.
Remember Memphis?
Yeah.
I like Memphis. That's my guy. Memphis. You had Andrew Tabia. You had and I think Tabia got knocked out back then, but still, he's a good fighter. He's a great fighter. And you had what's that other guy name?
Jay Leon Love.
Jay Leon Love, right? Exactly. You had a few guys. So, I mean, however they run their business is how they run their business. It's not my problem. Did
that hinder your relationship, y'all's relationship with Tank at all? I mean, what's that like? Nah, nothing bad.
Nah, Tank, my man.
Yeah, Tank. I seen that. I seen that you guys are pretty solid, man. Well, dog, look, we all seen all this between 135, 140. There's a lot of talent, but I also believe there's a lot of overhype. There's a lot of shit talking. Who do you think are the real killers, man? Like, who do you think are the real ones to deal with? Either the big names that we always hear, like Tank, Shakur, all of them, and then the ones that are flying under the radar. Who are those ones you got y'all's eyes on?
We got our eyes on Devin Haney. We got our eyes on Devin Haney.
Focus.
We got our eyes on Devin Haney. Once we want to, because we already got the ranking belts. We got 3 ranking belts to the next fight. Between the first and this fight and the final, we're looking for a title shot. You understand? Once we get that title shot, then we got our eyes on Devin. Not unless Devin want to do something now.
But do you think Devin Haney take that fight because he been?
That's what I said.
That's
what I'm saying. It's up to them. You know, but we ain't saying no. If he come knocking on our door, he's welcome. He can come in. We ain't gonna say no. We ain't gonna close the door to him.
And another thing, Coach, because it would have rubbed me the wrong way. You know, hey, Bill got the right to say what he say, just like you got the right to say what you say. But right. if I'm in your shoes, it would have rubbed me the wrong way if I heard this dude say he beat the shit.
Of course, that's why I did that. That's why I did that. That's why I said, whoa. Let's put on these brakes right quick. You know, that's why I said, nah, that didn't happen like that. I'm gonna keep it real. You know, like I said, he on a advertisement mission. Or he's trying to promote his son. Respect that. Everybody, at least tell the truth, man. You see how he backpedaled? He backpedaled. Because he said one thing, but then he started saying, oh, Richardson is not a punk. He's not this. He's not that. Blah, 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 blah. He's more further than Antoine. He know the flavor. He know what time it is.
He said that. He definitely said that.
In fact, when we sparred, right? We sparred first at Bones when we got off the plane. The second time we sparred, Bill Haney jumped up on the motherfucking ropes. He jumped up and grabbed like it was a whole different fighter.
Wow.
That's how he jumped up on the ropes. He jumped up like, whoa, sweat, like he's seen a whole different fighter. Wow. You understand? That's so he knows. You know, and I'm not trying to like put the man on Broadway, but it is what it is.
No, it's fair game. It's fair game.
Yeah, once he said that, I'm like, this is what it is. This is how it goes. This is what and he knows that. You know, so I mean, hey.
I ain't gonna lie. That's the fight I want to see, Coach. Now,
right.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't crown up like I can see the good and I can see the greatness that Richardson Hitchins could be, but I'm not the type to crown the fighter till they have their crowning moment. So as of right now, I have Devin Haney as the creme de la creme at the 140-pound division. Okay. So, Coach, if that fight happened without giving any particular game plan, because that ain't what we're here to do. Do you think Richardson Hitchins stopped Devin Haney?
Do I think Richardson Hitchins stopped? I mean, it can go either way. He can stop him. He can beat him by decision. You know, if the opportunity presents itself, but Devin Haney definitely ain't stopping no Richardson Hitchins. That's for sure.
You don't think? What do you think about the knockdown on Regis? Flash knockdown, or you think Devin's got some new power that we ain't seen before?
They said it was. He beat him. He clearly beat him. He probably dropped him. But you see Richardson Hitchins drops Bowser. That was clear to the naked eye. That was, you understand? So what that tell you? You know?
Yeah, facts, man. We're gonna jump on these comments real quick. Coach had a couple of comments. Hold on. I did want to ask you something. I've been real high on Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson coming off a fight where he is getting roasted from off that fight. It was,
as he should.
It was boring. And I'll be the first. Listen, I don't call fights boring. For example, the Richardson Hitchins fight, that was not a boring fight. I'm big on Shakur, but that fight was boring and difficult to watch. A, did your opinion change at all on Shakur after that fight? B, did you call that boring, or are you like supportive of it? What are your thoughts on the Shakur fight?
Him and Richardson tight, Jay. Him and Richardson tight.
Yeah, I know. This is just like pretend you're talking to him.
I don't know, Coach, you gonna answer that for us because I know
I'm gonna be very selective with my words because Shakur's my man.
And we're not here. Listen, Coach, we're not going to work.
But at the same token, I'm going to be truthful and honest.
That's all we.
I believe that he could. I believe that he could have done more. I believe that he could have done more. You know what? Let me tell you. Let me give you a story, right? I was watching something with Ali before he fought George Foreman, right? And the people were saying, and Ali, as he's coming out, he turned around and looked at the people that was with him. And he said, why y'all so quiet? Y'all thinking about George Foreman being this big puncher. He said, I could punch too. He said, I'm getting ready to fight. He said, I don't care about how hard he hit. You dig it? So that shows a mentality to a fighter. I don't care. If you can fight, you can fight. You're going to get in there with pillow punching guys. You're going to get in there with guys that mediocre hitters. You're going to get there with guys that's hard. But it depends on you. It depends on you as a fighter and your mentality. You can take that away. You can still. What did Ali do? He figured out a strategy to beat him. Yeah. I mean, I'm not telling Shakur he should have stayed on the ring and took punches from Della Saldo, but he shouldn't have turned into Superman either, flying all over the ring.
No, man, before you get to the comments, right?
No.
Before you get to the comments, because I want to get to them so the people could ask Coach Lenny the questions that they want to ask him. Because I know that's not a fight, because them guys do have a relationship, but in boxing, eventually you're gonna have to end up fighting. And I don't want to talk about sparring because I know them guys have worked with each other in camps a lot. But is that a fight in the future?
Who?
That Richard Hitchins wants Shakur Stevenson?
No, they first of all, Shakur is too small for Richardson Hitchins. They're in different weight classes. And I don't think Richardson would ever want to fight Shakur because they're best friends. So I mean, nah, I don't think that I could see that. I don't see that fight ever happening. I mean, of course, in any business, if the money is right, if they're coming up with some real cheddar, you never know what might happen. We might say yes to it. But at this stage of the game, I can't confirm anything like that, because of the relationship and the friendship and also the weight classes. There's a big weight class difference. I can't see Shakur moving up to 140 or things like that. No, I don't think that fight will ever happen.
I respect that too. I respect that you're saying that right now. You know what I mean? Before it turns into and then people start talking. You saying that now, and I respect it. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. It's damn near just like fighting brothers, man. And I'm with it. And I wasn't trying to stir no pot with the Shakur thing. Y'all coming off a fight where y'all got accused of being boring, and I just kind of wanted to get your perception on that. What your perspective and what you thought about it.
Shakur played it safe. Shakur played it safe. He got the W. What Andre Ward said. I remember one time, I trained Curtis Showtime Stevens, and this is in the amateur days, and we was at Caesar's Palace, and Ward had to fight him. It was in the Nationals, and Ward and Curtis was tight, and Ward said, "Man, all I wanted the W." So, in this particular case, Shakur, he played it safe, and he just got the W. And you got to respect that. A lot of fans, they look at that stuff, but they're really not the ones that's in there.
Yeah.
I can dig that, man. And hey, dog, he didn't lose a round, he did. Can you call it a bad night if you did what you wanted?
Yeah,
but you can call him that.
I agree, because when you talk on the outside like Mike Tyson, then you get in the ring and you want to play patty cake, make a man. And then every time a puncher throw a punch at you, it's like you catching whiplash. As much as Shakur talk, see, that's the problem I have, Coach. Because I love fighters. I respect them. You know, if you get in that square circle, you know, you can't have nothing but respect for them. But the one thing that gives me a very bad distaste, you can give all these guys they props in the world. As soon as you criticize them about one thing, what Shakur do? Fuck all the fans. Fuck all the media. I ain't rocking with none of y'all. That's not a good look. So what's your thoughts on fighters getting mad when people are critiquing them?
Well,
not Shakur in general, just fighters.
No, but in general, I would say that it comes with the territory, and the fighters has to understand that. The fighters have to understand that they're going to be some haters and there's going to be some congratulators. You dig it? But when they get attacked, they got to still try to maintain that discipline as a fighter, because even though the haters see that, it'll also make them respected down the road. Because especially when they see them in the next fight. You understand? Because you could turn your haters into your greatest fans. You understand? So I think that it's all about the discipline, and you say what you say why the reason why, but you don't got to curse at your fans. Don't curse at your fans and things of that nature, because without the fans and without the haters, you ain't got nobody. You can't be alone. You dig what I'm saying? So I think that they should develop a little discipline. You don't got to curse nobody out, especially when you know you're the truth and you have confidence in your abilities. You understand? You can take that with a grain of salt and keep it moving.
Because everybody have bad nights, right, Coach?
There you go. Everybody had bad nights. But see, he had a bad night that was also a good night, because he still got the W.
Exactly.
And he got the one. He got another strap. He got the W. All right, let's hit these
comments. Wings sometimes. Put those wings stop flying around in the wind.
Shout out to Al Money, Michael. We appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, Coach, we have a hot boxing opinion from Bama Jeff. He says he likes to fight, but Richardson doesn't bring nothing to the table right now. He's going to have to work his way to a Mando. Dev's trying to get belts, and that bag of Richardson don't bring that right now. So what is your response to that, Coach?
I mean, and he will bring it. And he will bring it. He already won 3 belts. So each round goes higher and higher and higher. And then, you know, I mean, the guy, that's how he felt. That's how he felt. I understand that. I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to dispute it at all.
There's no doubt that Richardson will sell the fight, though. Oh, there is zero doubt about that.
Man, him and Devin Haney, that's going to be a born.
That's going to be a fight.
And if Devin Haney's the
Is it a boring fight?
No, a borner. When it comes to the press conference, it's going to be explosive.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
All right, now from the partner, the homie, General Big Fish. Coach, was it honorable for Haney to go across the pond to fight Kambosos, or was that an unimpressive cherry pick?
I like the last one he said. An unimpressive cherry pick. He was chasing money. He was chasing the bag. He did what he was supposed to do. He see the opportunity, he took advantage of it. That's all. I tell you, his father's a good his father's a good he's a good promoter.
You can't be mad at his moves that make you cannot be mad at moving beautifully. While Correa is choking, shout out to John Shooter. I like this guy. The Haneys are on a hype tour. I agree. He said, I don't like the Ryan fight, but I get it. All right, cool, man. Well, look, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, Coach. But, man, we appreciate you.
And we got to do this more, Coach, please.
I'm here.
Whenever we got to do this more. Because, Lenny, I'm telling you, like the way you talk, and the way you break stuff down, I promise you, people is going to be screaming for you a lot. And we want to be the first to keep you coming on before you get tired up.
That's good. Thanks.
Coach, you can't give us nothing on his next fight?
On who? Richardson's next fight?
Yeah, Richardson's next fight.
TBD, baby.
All right. We got to respect the coach.
To be determined, right?
To be
all right, man. Well, Coach, again, thank you very much. We appreciate you joining us tonight, man. And
thank you for the opportunity.
Look forward to the future, Coach. Talking to you again.
For sure.
Have a good night, Coach. Merry Christmas.
All right.
Man, Coach, I like Coach Lenny, Jay.
Yeah, he's a cool ass dude, man.
Jay, I like Coach Lenny. I just wonder if because the dude say he ain't gonna do no talking, but you could tell when somebody know how to talk and they slick with their words. Oh man, him and Bill Haney.
Not slick in a bad. Oh,
no, not slick in no bad way.
Yeah.
But know how to talk that shit. Let me excuse me to the kids who watch it, but know how to talk that shit. And Coach Lenny, he showed me today. This dude is very impressive. His boxing mind is on infinity, and you could tell that he's focused at the goal at hand, especially with this guy and Richard Hitchins. I can't wait.
It's a beautiful future, dog. The Duke of Box, and I want to see all those people that said he was born. Just wait. I promise you. Richardson's another one of those guys that are coming through, man. And we've been talking about it. I'm glad we've been talking about it for a minute because it gave us some credibility with Coach.
Yeah.
But all right, Corey, anything you want to follow up on? Are you ready to call?
No, man. I'm just ready to see what's gonna happen now because I can't wait for these clips to come out, and I want to see what Bill Haney and them are gonna have to say about this. Because Coach Lenny said they whooped Devin Haney ass in that second sparring, and they did the same thing he did. And I'm talking about that what Coach Lenny said. This ain't me saying it. He said, let's get one more round. They said, no, we'll check you later, just like Devin Haney and them did. This is a matchup in the future that I can't wait for, Jay.
We will see, dog. Well, all right, then, bro. We got a nice boxing weekend. We got that loaded ass heavyweight card and everything going on what do they call it? Night of
Rider season?
No, there's a whole thing they're calling it. I don't know. I haven't even.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm excited about Big Baby Miller and Daniel DeBose. That face-off, like,
bro, Big Baby is so big, bro. I don't know how the hell you're gonna last 4 rounds in there.
With DuBose, you got DuBose?
Yeah, I got him in that fight. Dubois.
I can see that because of the ring activity, and plus DuBose in reality supposed to be the heavyweight champion of the world right now. But that's another story.
Oh
Jay.
shit!
That's another story, Jay. But we know how the ball bounce. They wanted Usyk versus Fury for this mega matchup in Saudi Arabia. But in my opinion, DuBose hit him in the body punch. It was clean, knocked him down, and what's the cockroach looking motherfucker? What's his name? Usyk. He was done. He was done.
That was some shady shit. Hey, hold on. Let's touch on it just in case. Because it's Christmas time, man, and it's hard to get these scheduled. So let's do a rundown. You good? You good on time? Cool, man.
Take a break real quick and holler at our sponsors, Jay.
Yes, sir. Real quick.
We got 13 more minutes.
Back. All right, listen up, guys. We're calling all Little League coaches. We're calling all middle school coaches. Calling all high school coaches. We're calling out all those team mamas. If you need team uniforms, if you need jerseys, accessories, whatever gear you're looking for the team, please check out our friends over at Elite Sportswear. These guys do it all, and they do it great. So if you're needing a brand new look for the younger athletes, for the teams, do me a favor, trust us with Elite Sportswear. These guys do all of our gear here at Spit Bucket Podcast, hats, shirts, hoodies. We could not be more pleased with them. So check them out over at thebetteruniform.com. You can find them on Facebook at The Better Uniform or on Instagram, Elite Sportswear 17. That's Elite Sportswear 17 on Instagram. Again, if you want your team looking super fly on game days, do yourself a favor, do the squad a favor. Call Roderick and the team over at Elite Sportswear ASAP. Let them know the Spit Bucket Podcast sent you. Somebody said I sound like I was falling asleep on that. My bad. Hey, but y'all check them out, man. TheBetterUniform.com. Especially, hold on, let me give a little shout out to the back-to-back 3-time state championship Duncanville Panthers.
They won, Jay. I could have sworn I seen the clip. What's that school called? They threw a Hail Mary touchdown?
No, don't talk about that. Don't talk about that. That was 2018. That was
okay. I just seen that on Instagram. I was like, what's
bro, real quick story. Me and my boys were at that game, and we had some shirts printed that said Duncanville State Champs, and we had it under our shirt. There were 3 seconds left on the clock. There's actual footage on the internet. and we start screaming, "Show the shirt!" The state championship shirt. So we take off our shirts and we're wearing our state championship shirts, and then we turn back to the field, fucking 45-yard Hail Mary, and then we are standing like some fools in our state championship shirts, bro. So yeah, we might have jinxed Duncanville. I apologize, but look, we got that get back to back state champions, baby. So it felt good. Anyway, check out thebetteruniform.com. Y'all check out Elite Sports One on Facebook, Instagram. There's all kinds of gear, all kinds of sweet ass shit for your high schools, your colleges, anything you're supporting, they'll hook you up. Let them know the Spit Bucket sent you. But let's cover some hot topics, Corey, just because it's holiday time, man, and we might not be able to get back for a couple of days, probably till next week.
Hey, can I sing my favorite Christmas song? Silent night.
Yeah, let's see some comments out here.
Holy night.
Keep it going.
Holy
Sing it. I'm about to come in right behind you.
And holy is bright. I'm just saying. Well, they must see how I'm coming.
I was about to keep it going, but it's all right. We're good. Hey, shout out to Big Fish. Big Fish, what in the hell were you thinking? I'm gonna flash this question up real fast.
What you say?
Is TD Jakes watching? Bro, I was in the interview laughing my ass off. He said, "Thank you for my question, fellas." Mike Ramirez. I like to see fight with Romero. Oh, bro, Romero's not thinking about nothing.
Shout out to my guy Mike Ramirez, man.
Facts, man.
Straight up, that's our guy right there.
The biggest boxing consumer I know,
that's
dog.
Our guy right there.
Yeah, but yeah, dog. Great question, Big Fish. What the fuck, dog? But everything I want to hit the card this weekend, and real quick, we'll get serious real quick. Jamel Charlo.
POS. Piece of shit. This guy shouldn't be afforded to get in any big time arena. People talking about, oh, Corey, what about second chances? No, fuck his second chance. Forgive my language, everybody, but this right here got me heated. Fuck his second chance, JJ. Like, when you get on there explaining, talking about this how I slapped that bitch. Bam! To how I closed, turned black, pink, and purple. JJ, that's not funny to me. That's not funny to me at all. And that showed me that's a guy right there who truly don't give a shit about women or his goddamn self. Because to be bragging about the way your professional boxer ass, former undisputed, hitting on this woman and talking about, I thought she was tough. I thought she was tough. What type of a freaking idiot would say that about a woman and say, I thought she was tough? Now understand, I know we got some tough women out here, right? But it's no women who gonna be super tougher than a man, bro. That's
undisputed champion of the world, dog.
Come on, man. Like, you scumbag. He's a scumbag, JJ. And you know what? I'm looking at everybody who around him now. Like Derrick James, you gonna train this guy still?
Yeah, dog.
After what you just seen, Earl Smith, this still your homeboy? Everybody around. See, JJ, remember, this was the same guy who, when him and his brother was into it, his brother still came to his fight. But you know, this asshole, because I'm trying to find my words to say right, but this asshole didn't even show up to his brother comeback fight after 3 years when he was going through mental problems, that he had the courage, JJ. Like, people can say anything they want to say about them, but you have to have a courage, right, to be on the big time level, to come out there and say that you're going through mental problems. That's courage, especially when you're a public figure and you know everybody around the world is going to be centered in looking at that. I think Jamel Charlo is a piece of shit. I think he is a scumbag, and I think this dude should never, I mean ever, fight on a national platform again. And if he do, the fire, the heat I'm going to bring to any broadcast that telecast this buster, they going to get this work.
Dog, Corey, I can't disagree with a single thing you said. You hit it spot on from everything to his relationship with Jamal. Look, dog, like somebody was starting to compare it to other situations like Bebo's and shit. And here's the thing, dog, and I'm not condoning shit. And we usually don't get off topic and get off shit and talk about non-boxing shit. it's one thing to have an emotional reaction in a heated argument and things get out of hand, right? And I'm not saying that's right. I'm saying that happens, right? It's a whole nother thing to get on the phone or wherever and talk to your homeboy and laugh and brag about it. That's like emotions are emotions, reactions are reactions. I get that shit, you know, and I'm not, again, I'm not condoning it. You're an asshole, you hit a woman, right? Period. But that's a little more understandable than jumping on the phone and bragging about it. That shit made my stomach hurt, dog. It made my stomach hurt because I've cheered for this guy before. I've supported him. I've been happy. I've been happy to see him and his brother hug it out. And I want to see the best for these fighters. But for somebody to embarrass himself, the sport, all of his fans, and then most importantly, humiliate. Again, I don't know the situation with him and his family, but humiliate his family like that, dog. I have nothing to say, nothing good to say about Jamel. I hope we don't ever see him again. And you might be saying, well, that's too harsh. Everybody, dog, you don't get on the phone and brag about it. That tells you what's going on in here and in here. No remorse at all.
And say, look, I ain't trying to cut you off. Look, it's been 2 days, JJ. And this is my thing right here. With it being 2 days, no public apology or nothing, JJ, that just show the arrogance and how ignorant this dude is. Because I understand that this is an embarrassing situation, but stupid. You put yourself in this position. The honorable thing to do is, because you're still going to get ridiculed, is to come out here and apologize. Make a public apology to the public, even though you know you're still going to get ridiculed for what the fuck you did. Still no public apology after 2 days, JJ? Man, that's bullshit.
Dog, yeah, it's I didn't mean to turn the show left on you real quick.
No, it ain't turning it left. It's just,
yeah,
you know what? I've like, you know what? Like, people, you know what they said on Twitter or on our post on Instagram? Oh, I'm not trying to say this, but whoever was recording him is a buster. No. Whoever was recording him, JJ, I said this last night when I talked about this. Whoever recorded him was a motherfucking hero. You hear me? That dude, whoever it was, is a fucking hero for exposing this fraud, this woman beater. Because think about this, JJ. This dude said, I thought she was tough. After he said, I slapped her and closed her eye to a black, pink, and purple. You telling me y'all want to say somebody was wrong for recording this goofball? No. Whoever recorded him, you is my motherfucking hero.
Dog, preach it, bro. Preach it. I haven't seen those comments about people saying his homie's sorry for that, because what are you supposed to do? And whoever said that tells me a lot about you, dog. Like, I don't have a brother, right? But Corey, you, like, me and you tight as fuck. I love you, dog. But if you came and told me, ha, 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 I just beat the shit out of Taylor. What?
It's just
You want me to support you?
Yeah.
Like,
JJ, it's just under, like, I will lose, like you say, you my friend, JJ, and I love you dearly like a brother, bro. But you would lose my friendship if you came at me and told me something like that about Amanda. I wouldn't fuck with you at all. Just like you just told me, it would be no relationship ever again. Because, JJ, I think about, I got a mother, right? People don't understand this. I had a mother who I grew up with, who I had to see go through shit like that. You know what I'm saying? This shit ain't funny to me. You know, this shit ain't funny to me at all, bro. I don't play about that. I don't fuck with dudes who put their hands on women. I don't do it. And if you do it in front of me, I'm gonna punch you and make sure I knock your shit to fucking Mars. I'm talking about just period. Like that, that's unacceptable. No. I got nieces, I got a sister, I got a mother, you know, I got a wife, bro. Like, that's just different, bro. It's like that's just unacceptable, bro. And JJ, he should never. Like, think about this real quick, because I know we short on time, you know. No, we is though. We short on time.
No, we're right? Straight.
Because look, Amazon, who PBC just did they deal with, JJ. Boy. Like, how are you gonna present this to Amazon How is Amazon feeling about this deal now? Because I guarantee you, Jermell Charlo, he was a topic in conversation because he still do have 2 belts in that division. So they brought all that to the table. I just wonder how Amazon feel now. Because if I'm Amazon, I tell PBC, if you want this deal, you cut loose with that ignorant son of a bitch who just did what he did. You cut loose. If you don't cut loose with him, fuck you.
No deal. And bro, I won't be surprised. They're not Showtime. They're not HBO. They haven't been dealing with boxing for generations. All they see is money, and then our public perception, our image, our reputation. You think they're going to have these new eyeballs on them? These people like, oh, who never watched boxing, the 160 million subscribers or whatever that number is. Oh, look, honey, there's a fight on. Oh, look, Jermell Charlo's defending his belts. Let's Google search Jermell Charlo. And then boom, they see these videos. What do you think that's going to do to Prime? The first Jermell Charlo fight that happens, the new eyeballs that everybody's so excited about that we're going to get in front of boxing. The very first card that comes on and some family Google searches who the hell Jermell Charlo is. This is who y'all putting on? So, yeah, it's a bad look for PBC. It's bad news for Prime. Bad news for the damn division. But, hey, dog, like, at what point do you grow up, dog? When the hell do you grow up? You know, like, shit.
And just think about all of the things that they do publicly that's just trash. The shit that him and his brother say publicly and the actions that they do that's been very distasteful. And now this come up. People always said them some ignorant dudes, something not right with them up there, right? And this is clear cut, no debating anymore that something is wrong with these guys. Now, to Jamal credit, right? He ain't been caught doing nothing like this or saying, you know, the malicious things like Jermell was saying, right? But I'm just putting it in context of how the guys act. This is all Jermell Charlo because he is the one who deserved all the smoke. But this, it turns me up that this dude ain't came out and made a public apology, JJ. It turns me up because they just show you who he really is on the inside, JJ. Even with me, look, think about me. I don't think I was wrong, you know, when I went at it with Earl Spence and Derrick James. I don't think I was wrong. But I think in my mind, I say, Corey, you know what? It's after years of thinking about it, talking to people as in yourself, I had to think to my mind, Corey, you know what? You could have handled that a better way. So you know what? Let me put my pride to the side and come out here and publicly apologize to these dudes for the malicious things I said. Because even though that, you know, that I felt like I had the right to, it was still wrong, JJ, and I recognized that, and I wasn't too big of a man not to come out and say, I apologize for these words I said.
Oh, and that's real, bro. That's real. And I seen you have to eat it, but you know, it was the right thing to do. And there's nothing wrong with looking back and saying I handled that wrong. People get so dug in on who their persona is and shit. And it's terrible, dog. It's a bad look on boxing.
And speaking of that, JJ, just think Jermell Charlo, Earl Spence just got the religious ass whooping he got. How is that gonna go with Prime now? Because nobody on this planet, and I'm not in the hero, you know, for the handshakes. I ain't a fan of none of these dudes no more. I'm a fan of the sport of boxing, right? So can't nobody with no right mind say that Earl Spence gonna beat Terrence Crawford in the next fight. Who else y'all got to bring the Prime? Danny Garcia? Keith Thurman? Hey, JJ, Boots ain't fighting nobody. I'm heard, look, I don't know how true this is. I don't know if you heard this, but somebody told me this today that they're talking about putting Boots up against Robert Guerrero. Did you hear that, JJ?
Robert asking for it. Robert's asking for it. And what the hell?
He broke, JJ. That's why he asking for it.
This Robert Guerrero had no business fighting Floyd Mayweather 10 years ago. Like, he had no business. And what did they do to us? They bamboozled us. They showed us the all access. Hey, check this out. This is going to be a competitive fight. That was 10 years ago, folks. That was Floyd Mayweather. Like, this is Boots. Boots is a killer.
You're a chicken. You're a chicken. His daddy.
You're chicken. Yeah. What else? He said a lot of shit. But yeah, man. Just do a real quick comment. IOTBA has such a good heart and morals and respect. That's my partner.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. So, yeah, dog. But But yeah, I wanted to get your thoughts on it because we hadn't had a chance to really get on here and talk about Jamel and his situation. Like I said, we usually keep it off boxing, but this is kind of our
that was too much to put out to turn our head to this, JJ. Like there's certain things you could turn your head with that ain't really got nothing to do with boxing, but this right here, you can't turn your head to something like this. Like this worse than this worse than what Gervonta did. I seen Gervonta hold the tape, but I ain't never like they say he was at the game and him and girl got into a fist, but it wasn't no hitting or nothing, JJ. A whoopty whoop like that. This is worse than that.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say the part that made me sick is his absolute no regret to it. Like, damn, dog. You know, you hear some shit like that, I would imagine you'd be like, damn, dog, I fucked up. You know, I messed up and blah, blah, blah. You know, that sort of shit. Not laughing, but let's not give that. I don't want to give that clown any more attention, bro. I just want to address it. But, hey, man, it's been a fun night. You ready to go ahead and wrap it up?
Hey, man, yeah, let's wrap it up, man, because we're gonna have a lot more to talk about. Hopefully we can go live right after the Rider season if we're not busy or nothing. I don't know when them fights, because them fights gonna come out early in the day.
Yeah, the timing is weird. We got to mess with that, and we got Anyway next week at the Ass Crack Gone. If you're in Dallas, their ring walks at 4:55 a.m.
I'm gonna be up
so
for
sure you tune in. Yeah. So, but everybody,
and we got our end of the year awards coming up.
The Golden Bucket, the
second annual Golden Bucket end of the year awards, JJ. So that's what I'm truly excited about, because you know this year is a lot of shit done got shook up, right? And you know, like to putting in place, you know, of how we had it last year, like the list is going to, you know, to be different. You know what I'm saying? So hey, I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, sir, bro. But and also, dog, we appreciate the chat. Salute to all.
And also, Jay,
one more thing. There's more.
Also, we got a stock drop list coming soon. It's gonna be early next year. We're gonna talk about who stocks went down in 2023. So everybody look out for that stock drop list.
Derek James,
Earl Spence, Jamel Charlo, all of Texas,
the state of Texas,
Virgil Ortiz, the state of Texas.
All right, bro. I'll holler at you, dog. Tell the family hello. I'll see you soon.
Likewise, same things. I tell Amanda and the kids, I said, what's up?
All right, bro. Take it easy.
This is JJ Solomon.
This is Ray Bradshaw, Mr. RTB, and Mr. These boys can't touch me on my worst day. This is the Spit Bucket Podcast.